and people who go to Soul Cycle and prisoners who do squat competitions.
Overlapping audience. Yeah, good crowd. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to an interesting discussion. Sometimes I'm here with Haran. I'm here with Haran. I am Haran.
I'm with Haran.
I'm speaking in third person. I'm Haran. I'm back with the boys. We got Harsha, Tarun, and Christian. And this week we got on a special guest, a family friend of mine. Her name is Sonali. I'll let her introduce herself to the podcast.
Hi guys, I'm Sonali. As Haran said, we're family friends. Our moms are besties, so we've known each other since we were I would say high school. Yeah, high school. Yeah. And then our moms like to jet set, so we went on a bunch of vacations together. And I'm best friends with his sister, so me and Haran see a lot of each other. I just met the other three guys 30 seconds ago, and they are just super sweet. And then about me, I live in New York. I'm currently working in finance. I'm 24, and that's it. That's all.
Nice.
That's all I got.
Great intro.
Very good intro.
Thank you. Yeah, Haran really, put the pressure
I'm sorry.
for a good intro.
I feel like there's no pressure to be good since he started by saying, "Hey guys, I'm here with myself."
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Me, myself, and
I fuck up intros all the time. Also, I guess to clarify things, if people are wondering, I am also. So my name's Haran, but I go by Haran when I talk to my family, and then that kind of spilled over to my family friends. So it's something I want to talk about the podcast. For me, it's weird for my people that I met in college or in high school, or other work, or maybe to call me Haran, because I feel like I've already put Haran as my name to them. But in terms of my family, I'll always be known as Haran. So it's just. I don't know. I feel
Who
like it's.
are you? What does this mean?
No, because
What
the reason why I
are
want to
you
talk about it
saying?
because I think Harsha, Trun, Amrita, if she's listening, in the past have been why don't we call you Haran instead of Haran? And,
Hey, I've asked you that too, fucker. Anyway,
and Christian too, but for me it just feels weird. I don't know. But Tarun,
Do you introduce yourself hi, I'm Haran?
Yeah, because when I came to the States, that's what my mom told me to do, or when she go to the class, she would talk to the teachers to be Haran here, this Haran. And I was oh, okay, I'll go by Haran. So that's how I introduced myself growing up, and then I just stuck with it, and I'm too scared to go back now. It just feels weird to go back. I don't know.
Damn, you're microaggressioning yourself.
I know. It's weird. It's a weird situation. Maybe later, in a couple years from now, I'll.
You'll change your identity again?
Yeah, I'll revert back.
Wait, when you go to LA, just switch it then.
clean
Facts.
cut.
Yeah.
Clean
I
cut.
thought people said I should do it at Stanford, but then I just didn't talk to anyone. So that's not true. That's not true. Even in class when I introduce myself, I still say Haran. There was one class where I was in a fleeting moment. I was maybe I say my real name, and then the pressure came on, and I freaked out. And I was
Bro,
oh, my name's Haran. My name's Haran.
You're not Spider-Man.
I was
revealing your identity.
I was I'm here with Haran. I'm here with Haran. They're what the fuck are you talking about?
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because, at Thanksgiving this past week, I was at my sister-in-law's family's place, basically, for the first time spending Thanksgiving with them. Mm-hmm. And it was my first time meeting most of them, really. And her aunt has a white husband, and I introduced myself to her aunt as Tarun, and then literally within 30 seconds, and I've never noticed myself code switch like this, but I guess it's just this thing. When I introduced myself to the aunt, I was Tarun, and when I literally moved over and shook my hand with him, I was Tarun.
Brian.
And I caught it after. I was I hope he didn't notice. But he probably did. But it was funny.
Well, speaking of Thanksgiving, that just recently happened. It might not be topical by the time this episode comes out. It definitely won't be topical by the time this episode comes out. But we can still do a little quick recap because it's nice. Hopefully, for everyone to spend time with their family. But Tarun, do you want to share anything else that happened when you went to go see?
Address him properly.
Oh yeah, Tarun.
No, it was a good time. I think this is my first time being in a Thanksgiving with a ton of family, because a lot of my family doesn't really live around me, and we also don't celebrate Thanksgiving like that. Mm-hmm. So it was a cool vibe. It was different. There was a lot more drinks going around. I never really drink with my family, but there's fucking so many drinks. One thing I will say is I watched the U.S. versus England match, and I was extremely disappointed with the U.S.'s performance because I wanted them to beat Haran's team, which is England, for whatever reason.
Just out of spite.
Yes.
Out of spite.
Thank you.
True. How about you, Arsha? You do anything special?
Nah, I didn't do anything. I watched some football. I watched the soccer game, so I watched more football basically. And then I'm trying to think. I left my house one time to go to Ankit's house, and we watched this thing on Netflix called Stutz. Have you guys heard of it?
What?
No.
It's Stutz. It's like a 1 hour and a half like documentary interview thing, but it's Jonah Hill interviewing his therapist. It's kind of interesting.
Like actually, or is it like a?
It's his
a
real
sketch?
therapist. You know, it's like a real thing. So it was not funny, but interesting.
You seem very disappointed that it wasn't funny.
You think he's gonna play his character from like 21 Jump Street or something?
No, like we explained this to like Arthur.
Oh, you said Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Dude, I think you said Joanna Hill, and I was like, who the hell is
who's
Joanna
Joanna
Hill? I don't know.
It's just the lady that lives down the street.
Oh, and Jonah Hill becomes scared to say his real name. He says Joanna.
Yeah.
Code switch.
No, so one of our friends who's been on the podcast named Art, he's like in med school right now, so he's doing his psych rotation. So he was like, really want to watch this. He wanted to watch this right now, and then he thought
So
it
was he
was
like taking notes the whole time?
no, he didn't think it was real. He thought it was like a movie or something. Because then he kept asking, he was like, "Did somebody die at the end?" I was like, "No, it's just an interview." And then finally we turned it on and he sees what it is and he just starts laughing so hard because he thought somebody dies at the end because he thought it was like a like a fictional documentary like the Dahmer series thing, which is like not just interview. So yeah, that was he's an idiot, but you know he's in med school, so that's good. And then I played football with Haran. That's
Nice.
It's his real therapist who is.
Yeah.
Is this not like a HIPAA violation?
Yeah, is that illegal?
To be-
Like,
I mean, they don't just.
I guess the therapist signed on
if Jonah
to it.
Hill wants to talk about his problems, he can, right? I guess, but it's not just about. It's about how the therapist like became a therapist and like what his tactics are for therapy and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty.
It's actually the advertisement. That's a long 1 hour, hour and a half advertise.
He's pretty old, so I don't know how many more customers he'll have. But
Damn.
Customers.
Oh God.
Nice.
Sorry,
so a very untraditional Thanksgiving for Harsha.
yeah,
Nice.
super thankful though.
Christian, how about you? I know you went home for the
Yeah.
holidays.
Yeah, I actually just got back 12 and a half hours ago. It was nice. Lots of traveling, seeing some family, you know, generic white people shit, which you don't know what that is, but I'll just keep it brief. You know, food. Done. I also watch football, but yeah, you know, just spending time with family. That's really what it's centered on.
How was your turkey?
I actually thought this, you know, I'm glad I don't live at home anymore because I can't like my family can't cook fucking shit sometimes, bro.
Okay.
That's great.
It's not
Oh my
bad.
gosh.
It's just like
Bland.
It's not even bland. I mean, like it is, but like it's
Like
the fact
undercooked.
that like improperly cooked, even though like it's technically like scientifically cooked through, like the internal temperature is like fine or whatever. Shit could just be dry as fuck. Although turkey itself like is dry, so like that's a little bit of a pass. But god damn,
Does your family listen to this podcast?
hell no,
Okay.
hell no.
That's why you're like going off.
He's going crazy. Yeah.
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 So
It's the first time I've seen Christian violate his family on the podcast
Bro,
before.
like there's members of my family that are like good at baking and like they can make certain dishes like pretty well. But
Don't backpedal now.
Yeah, I got
kind of like
After-
Yeah, actually double down. He's like, oh, my grandma, what a stupid. No.
oh my god, chill.
yo, relax. But like baking and desserts, like we're chilling. Like I'll happily stand aside. But when it comes to like
The main
Cooking?
meals.
yeah, I mean to be fair, the turkey was a little sus this year. It was like I went to go carve the turkey, and I don't know if y'all ever You haven't.
Yeah.
When you go to like have a whole, when you have like a whole bird, right? You're supposed to like cut it, and then when you open it inside, it's supposed to be all like the breast meat or whatever, right? Open it up, bro. It's just a fucking hole. It's like an empty cave. There's nothing in this bird, this turkey that we had. All the fucking meat was on the bottom. This turkey was sitting on its ass all day long. all the meat on the bottom. So it was very weird. I thought it was actually good, but nobody else liked it. So maybe I have.
Wait,
really
you liked it?
I thought like the meat that was there like was good. I thought I was the only one who thought that. So maybe I'm just got a fucked up sense of food. So that could be true. But
wait, you liked it, but then so why'd you roast your family's cooking?
Because they didn't like it.
Oh,
wait, what? Oh, you lost me.
No. So like, I'm not just talking about the turkey.
You had me.
I'm not just talking about the turkey, right? Like I thought that was like, oh shit, like we kind of leveled up this year. Like this turkey's all right. They're like, nah, we're not saving any of this shit. Like we don't like it. I was like, oh.
Oh, so the one dish that you liked.
Yeah. Oh no. Like I genuinely like am okay with like most of it. It's just like not stuff I would choose to eat. Like.
You don't have to filter yourself. Your family doesn't listen.
Nah, I mean, yeah. So it was alright.
Fair enough. You've had better Thanksgiving. Is what you're trying to say?
Well, clearly not. Did I just give a fucking background about how nobody can fucking cook?
Okay, so it's just been bad every time.
No. It's like out of 10, it's like 5.8. Like,
okay, but outside of the food, like the time spent with family and everything, how was that? You haven't been. Wait. You haven't been. No, I'm only asking. You haven't been. You've lived by yourself now for like a couple
6
months.
weeks.
Okay, a week and a half.
A
month and a half. Sorry, a month and a half. My brain's not working.
Yeah, that's what.
So like going back, I don't know. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like because it was only 6 weeks, it feels just like a college break, And then it'll be the same for like when I go back for Christmas. But then after that, I think it'll be like more noticeable.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we'll see.
I guess for me. Went to a few parties. A lot of drinks were consumed. Also hosted a Friendsgiving at my place last week, which was fucking stressful. I'm never doing that again. I don't know if you guys could tell, but in the moment, like whenever, because like people were coming in like one by one, and then at one point there's just like 9 people in the kitchen. I was just trying to like move around. Now it's like I was freaking out, but I think it turned out well. Yeah,
no, it did. There was like 4 separate times when like somebody would walk into the kitchen like. Haran, do you have like paper plates? Like, can I put this in the oven? Like, can I put this in the fridge? And then you're just like looking all around, like you just don't know who to answer to, and you're just like, yeah. It was kind of funny, but I can understand it being stressful.
Great job though. Great Moscow meals too, if I may add.
Thank you. I appreciate it. The reason why I bring up hosting something is because Sonali hosted a lot of people at her house. And I think she was a group leader. I don't know if I'm right about this, but it seemed like you were giving that group leader dynamic. So you want to share your Thanksgiving, or I guess should I say Slaves-giving, and what exactly that is and what that entails?
So basically, every year my parents normally host Thanksgiving, and I have a bunch of cousins. Like in all, it's like 25 people that are like direct relations to me. Mm-hmm. But this year, my parents just peaced out to Costa Rica. They were like, goodbye, we're going to a wedding. And so the whole family was kind of like, what are we going to do about that? And so I volunteered to quote unquote host at my parents' house, meaning that like I would be in charge of vibes only and not like they don't want me cooking for sure. And so the thing is, I sent that in the group chat. I was like, I volunteered to host, and like my uncle's really dramatic, and so he sent this message that was like, Sonali, like a phoenix rising out of the ashes, you've come to save this holiday. And
that's such an uncle text, bro.
Literally. And so I was like, oh, I don't like that. So I decided I didn't want it to be like I didn't want to just like become an auntie and host Thanksgiving. Yeah. So I named it Slays-giving. Like I built a balloon arch. I made 100 Jell-O shots. Like, because like you, Harsha, like my family drinks a lot during not Harsha, like you, Tarun, like we drink a lot during. Nice. Sorry.
Harsha drinks a lot too. Don't worry.
Okay.
Reputation.
But yeah, it was really good. Like, my cousins really got into it. Like, they made a menu. They made a mood board. Like, everyone had to come dressed per a certain color palette that they decided. Yeah, no, it was a whole thing.
Oh, like Inside Out?
Like, what?
Wait, like, you know the movie Inside
Yeah,
Out?
I know the movie, yeah.
And everyone, each
It
mood
was
is a color?
not like that.
Not a
not like that at all.
I thought you were making some weird joke about like everyone has to wear their clothes inside. I was like, what the fuck you saying?
Harsha, Inside Out is not Slay. Like, it's
Wait, that's not a good movie.
Slay.
Is that a good movie?
It's a good movie. I thought it was a
No,
good
it's
movie.
sad.
Oh.
No, it's sad. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
that's
it.
not the vibe.
Oh, okay.
So you didn't fit the vibe, Harsha.
Oh,
Shut the
yeah.
hell up, man.
Okay, I'm blue for sad.
Okay.
L vibes.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now continue, please.
I'm sorry. Harsha, don't be blue. I don't want you to be blue, man.
What was the happy color in Inside Out?
Oh, Joy, she was like Tinkerbell color.
Tinkerbell color?
Green?
Like her face wasn't green, but her dress was green. And her skin tone was like Tinkerbell. Yeah.
Yellow.
Yellow?
Hey, yeah, a little yellow.
Okay,
Why did
all right,
you
never mind.
say-
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We
colors?
sidetracked. We've been sidetracked too much. So did all members of your family slay? Did anyone slack?
No one slacked.
That's good.
No.
That's like
In fact, they kind of went a little too hard. I was like,
Ooh.
yeah, like my brothers and like my guy cousins were like posted up on the couch, like acting like they were the Peaky Blinders. Like, I was like, it's not that
that's
serious.
Hey, speaking of Peaky Blinders, Sonali. Okay, hold on. I have a bone to pick. I was watching the first season. Oh shit! I'm about to ruin it. I'm about to ruin the show, but it's already over, so you haven't seen it.
Hey.
Skip like a minute ahead, 30 seconds
What am I
ahead.
supposed to do?
Actually, I already forgot the girl's name. What was the girl's name? Fuck, what's
Grace.
the Grace? Yeah. So Tommy and Grace were like a thing in the first season. And I was like watching the first season. I came down. Sonali was like hanging out with Sajani. I was just talking to them. I was like, oh, I started watching. And then Sonali was just like out of pocket. She's just like, oh yeah, like it was so sad when Grace died. And I was like, what do you mean when Grace died? What the fuck are you talking about? And then she was like, oh.
Okay, I think that you're telling it wrong, and it's really important that you get it right, because what you said was, I'm watching Peaky Blinders, and I said, oh, I watched Peaky Blinders, and you said, do you like it? And I said, no, I stopped watching after Grace died, but I didn't know you just started it.
I thought I said that. I started watching it. Okay, whatever. Anyway. So then, like, every episode, I was just waiting for Grace to die, because, like, that's all I knew.
Well, what if she never died? She's just trying to get you to watch the whole show.
that'd be crazy. That'd be insane.
But she was right.
But honestly, I'm not
was
gonna lie. When
lying.
after Grace died, I feel like I didn't lose interest, but like I liked like their relationship a lot, and it wasn't the
Yeah.
same after she died. But it's still a good show, I'd say. Anyway,
Should I watch it? Do you want to spoil it for me?
wait, what?
'Cause
Oh, you
that's where
stopped?
I stopped.
You stopped?
Yeah.
No, I won't spoil it for you. But I think you should continue. I think it's a little slow at some points, but I think in totality, it's a good show.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So were you ever stressed hosting, or was it like a smooth sail?
I was a little stressed, but like everyone helped, and like I said, I wasn't really cooking anything. I did try to help make the mashed potatoes, and my brother like got mad at me because I wasn't respecting them. So
What?
I
Respecting the potatoes.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I'm going to
Because, like,
I'm going to
What did you do
respectfully
with the potatoes?
I'm going to respectfully mash the potatoes.
mashing them. I was mashing them like you mash potatoes. And then like my brother's like really into like kitchen gadgets. So he had this like thing, like this potato mill. And he was like, this is top of the line. But this thing wasn't like
He's selling you a car?
it's like the best potato masher that money can buy. But the thing was not mashing the potatoes. So I just started like squishing them with like a potato masher. And he got so mad. He was like, they're going to be gummy now. You've ruined it. And I was like, okay, I'll go. And then me and my uncle put a ramen noodle in the mashed potatoes to mess with him.
A ramen noodle.
Who got the noodle?
We like salt bait a ramen noodle. No one.
Oh, it's still in there.
No one knows. Like someone probably swallowed it whole. It was like just a tiny little bit of crunch in the mashed potatoes.
Nice.
Speaking of beef about mashed potatoes, Haran, man, what the fuck, bro? Like,
Dude, I apologize. Okay, so
you apologize to me. This was not known to the greater Friendsgiving community.
Okay, yeah. So Christian made mashed potatoes for Friendsgiving, and ended up being a good amount of leftover, and he was trying to pass it off because this guy was getting on a flight the next day. And he gave it to some people, and I was like, oh, like I said many times, I was like, oh, like we're making mashed potatoes tomorrow or like a Thursday, like we don't need your mashed potatoes, like it's fine. So then it comes to the next day, and then my mom and my sister are making the mashed potatoes, and I was like, oh, you wouldn't believe that Christian was trying to like pass these mashed potatoes over, and I was like, we're making 10 pounds of mashed potatoes, why would you need Christian's mashed potatoes? And my mom's like, are you stupid? Like, we're giving all this away. And I was like, why the fuck are we bringing 10 pounds of mashed potatoes away? I thought we'd keep some of it. And then my mom was like, I wanted some mashed potatoes. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So then I told Christian when I drove him the next day to the airport, and he was mad at me.
I wasn't mad. I was just disappointed.
That's worse. It's worse.
I literally was trying to hand out 2 pounds of mashed potatoes to anybody who would take them. But now there's 2 pounds of mashed potatoes sitting in my freezer like a block of ice.
It'll be good tomorrow.
Wait, Haran, you didn't want to get it when you picked up Christian?
No, I told him, but then you'd already like came down and like he was ready to go. So I think you already you already placed it in the freezer by then. I'm pretty sure, or something like that.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
What are you gonna throw it out?
I'm gonna thaw it, see if it's still good. And if it's still good, then I'll eat it. But
if it's not, put some ramen noodles in it.
Yeah, you know,
oh my god,
for like 2 years.
We're cooking.
We'll make some mashed potato balls. Yeah, that's definitely a recipe.
Yeah,
Just dude ate like 50 pizza rolls for the one meal. He can eat all the mashed potatoes in one meal, right?
Anyway, getting back to real food. Please continue.
I think okay, was there more?
No, I was about to say that's about it.
Oh, as I mentioned, Christian was getting on a flight, and he was getting on a flight home. Speaking of home, Sonali just returned home to New York City. Sonali's home in New York City. Her recent home. You moved to New York City, what, like 6 months ago?
Yes, thanks for asking and for that super slick, smooth transition.
So that's what we do.
It's really professional, like you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, I moved here in June, and so it's been like 6 months in the city. It's definitely been some highs and lows, for sure.
That's
but
crazy. Because I was going to ask you.
Wow, you're so professional.
It's crazy that you say that. Because on our list.
Buffalo's in New York too, you know?
Yeah, that is true. Buffalo is in New York. And I was going to ask you for your high and low in Buffalo. I guess for people that don't know. Well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. But within our family group, whenever we go on trips, like at the end, like to recap, we always ask each other for our high and lows, and Buffalo is just something random that happened in the trip that you want to share. So 6 months is a pretty large window, but if there is a high low in Buffalo that you want to share and go with into a story or something, please do.
I can do that. Okay, so so for high, I guess, well, actually yesterday was kind of crazy. So like it was like a very like New York experience. I went out of my apartment to go to the grocery store, and I was walking down the street, and my path that I normally take was blocked because there was an award show going on, like a red carpet fully happening. And so I just lurked around because I don't even know what the award show was. It was called like the Gotham Awards, and I'd never heard of that. Have
what the fuck? You live in Gotham City?
Not Batman.
Yo.
Yeah, it was the Gotham Awards, which I looked up later, which is like this independent film awards. So I was like lurking around, and like a bunch of people were lurking around, like just trying to see someone famous basically. And so I'm like making friends in the crowd. Everyone's like, what is this? and people are showing up in like the black, what are those, like Escalades, like the like and so like we get excited every time like someone came out, and then it would be like some weird indie filmmaker that no one knew, and we would all just like
people just start booing in the crowd like, who the fuck are you?
wait, literally, like I made friends in the crowd at that point because we're like, do you know him? No. Do you? No. Like,
ew.
we're like asking around.
Sonali starts throwing your groceries at him, like throwing eggs and tomatoes.
No.
Like, get the fuck off the carpet.
Yeah, who even are you? Who do you know here? But there were like literal like paparazzi there yelling at the police. Like this like Karen paparazzi, she was like, this is so unorganized. She was like telling the police that like they should let her like stand in the middle of the road. And at one point, like the cops like put like barricades to like keep these people who were watching out of traffic. And these like paparazzi ladies were just like standing in front of the barricades. But then, you know, like as the night was going on, like more famous people were coming in. So like,
Wait, how long were you standing
like,
outside?
I would say like an hour.
Which
Wow.
Because
Yeah, that's a long time.
well, here's the thing. Because I every time a car pulled up and I didn't know it, I was like, I should probably go. But then I also was like, but what if? Like, what if the
Yeah,
next
the what if, it's the
car-
what if factor.
That's true.
Literally, yeah, and I really didn't know any of them. At one point, this like tourist comes up to me and he's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "I think it's the Gotham Awards." And some person I don't know like comes out of their car and they like stand in the middle of the street and they like strike a pose, and they just looked so like glamorous. I took a photo, and he was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "I don't know." He said, "Why did you take a photo of them?" I was like, "I don't know. Like they just like." I just got caught up. Like,
I just felt like I had to.
yeah, they like the light was hitting them and they looked so good. I have no idea who it is, but like then like some people that I kind of knew showed up. Like Jake Gyllenhaal's sister. What's her name?
Maddie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal. Yeah, Maggie. I think
Maggie.
Maggie. Yeah,
I didn't know
She
he had
showed
a
up.
sister. Yeah.
I didn't even know they were related until just now.
I think if you see her face, you would like recognize her from stuff.
But we don't like Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
No,
Wait, why?
but
What's
Maggie
wrong
was
with
lovely to look at
Maggie
from
was-
across the street.
Jake Gyllenhaal, like, isn't he like, what did he do? He was like a bad boyfriend or something? Was that it? No?
He's just like an ex of Taylor Swift, and so like she wrote some bangers about how horrible he was.
I had no idea. they
I'm
dated.
so
That's
lost.
Pretty crazy. Isn't he like way shorter?
He's
than her?
old, right? Was he? Is he
Yeah,
older than her
older.
by a lot?
Yeah.
Damn.
Wait, would you say True? And he's way shorter than her?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how tall Jake.
Yeah, we
Gyllenhaal
respect
is.
short kings, but he's a bitch, so we don't respect him. Anyway, continue.
You just ride the wave, bro.
Well, Maggie looked great.
Oh, that's her. Oh.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's it's
Oh shit!
it's one Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason why I
Yes,
know her. That's the only reason why I
Dark
know her.
At Gotham Awards.
He's 5'11", by the way.
Gotham Who else do you know? Who else do you know? You recognize?
Okay. So then, like, these paps are like getting angry. They're like, "Wow, it's gonna be a quick edit tonight." 'Cause they're like, not getting photos of anyone.
What a zinger.
What is he?
Because you did a quick edit.
I was like, oh damn, okay. And so then at one point, like a car pulls up. So like I was sitting kind of, like at an intersection. This car pulls up and people start screaming, but at the same time, another car turns and blocks our view. And we hear people like screaming, "Ben, Ben, Ben." The paparazzi lady's getting pissed. She starts like banging on the car, but that makes the car stop moving, like instead of going faster, because he's like, "What is going on?" And then the car finally moved away, and it was Ben Stiller just like
Crazy.
saying hi to the fans.
That's
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
it was wild. And then the last person I saw was Adam Sandler. And after that, I was like, it's time to go. Like,
It's not, nothing's
it's
gonna top
not-
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, like Big Daddy himself. Like I saw him with my own eyes.
That's pretty hype.
Wait, you know who else I saw The guy from The Mummy. Brendan Fraser.
Dude, no, wait, the reason why...
Yes!
You know what? It's funny because... I mean, it might not be funny if a lot of
What?
people know about this show, but so Brendan Fraser's an actor, right? And so I was driving Sajani at that point, so Sonali was texting Sajani, so she's passing the information to me. And then Sajani's like, oh, you wouldn't believe, like, Sonali met the guy from Frasier. And I was like, oh, Kelsey Grammer? And she's like, no, Brendan Fraser. And I was like, that's not the guy on Frasier. What are you talking about? So, if you listen to this, I'm sorry, I just outed you, but that was one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
It was so funny because I was texting Saj like all these pics that I got, and what she responded, she was like, "These men really aged and not like fine wine."
Yeah, Ben Stiller is like completely like grayed out and stuff now,
Yeah.
right? I feel like I saw him at like a Wimbledon match. Not that I went. I saw like a picture.
Yeah, no, he was there with his wife.
Okay.
I remember seeing a picture.
I think so. So anyway, that was a high because it was just like, what the hell? It's like Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to buy ramen and to put in my mashed potatoes.
To buy my mashed potatoes.
Peace and quiet. Mashed potatoes.
True. Wait, so that was your buffalo? Or was that your high?
I'll say that's my high. That was pretty crazy, and it just happened. I'm
So
still
if
riding
it
that
wasn't
high.
for yesterday, would your time in New York be really bad?
This would be like a therapy session. Yeah.
Yo, get Jonah Hill up in here. And Joanna.
And Joanna.
And Joanna.
So what would your low be then?
So I'm just like, I don't even know how to begin this story. So like, I recently, like, I had to go to the hospital for like 5 days, and it was for the most embarrassing reason ever. It was because I went to Soul Cycle. I went to one Soul Cycle class.
So what happened?
Yeah,
Obviously, the
I
soul.
died.
Soul
Gone.
the soul, her soul cycled away. Her soul cycled away.
Literally. Well, I like went to the class, and you know, I was trying to be obedient, so I did everything that the instructor told me to do. And then afterwards, like, my legs were jelly, and then 2 days later, like, I couldn't walk, like, that type of sore. And then there were some other symptoms that, like, you can Google, but, like, I was like, I probably need to go to the ER, because I looked up an article that was like, Soul Cycle can kill you. And so I was like, I gotta go.
Classic. WebMD.
Literally, and then,
Wait, what
like,
exactly
when I
is
first...
Soul Cycle? Is it just like a cycling class for like an hour? I don't really know much about Soul Cycle, so
It's like a spin class, yeah. So like you sit on the like stationary bike, and then they like play music really loud, and it's really hot and really dark, and so like there's like kind of like a sensory deprivation to it as well. And then you're just like pedaling to the beat, and there's like this resistance wheel that like the instructor will be like 2 turns on the resistance wheel, and so you put 2 turns on it. And the resistance wheel has no numbers to let you know how high you are. This is important because I died.
Yeah.
wait, so this is like instructor that like you can like at the front of the class kind of thing, or is it like a
Yeah.
it's like not like an audio instructor?
No. He is really there, and he's really looking at you, and he's really saying, put 2 turns on your wheel.
Jeez.
And so anyway, I was like really sore. I like had these other weird symptoms that were just like the WebMD article. And so I texted like my mom and my aunt. I have like an aunt who lives here in the city. And I was like, I think I'm dying. Like, I think I need to go to the ER. And so my aunt and uncle like take me. And in the car ride there, they were like, you know, Sonali, peace of mind is so important. Because like they didn't believe that like they were like, we'll pop into the ER, we'll pop back, we'll go to work in the morning. And I was
Probably
like,
to calm your
you're right.
nerves, I guess. Yeah.
No, but also like I think they really thought this was like purely just like an
In your
anxiety,
argumental
like
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I like go to the ER and I like tell her what happened, and she was like, "Oh, we get a bunch of cases from Soul Cycle all the time."
Well, shouldn't they
"What?"
start
That sounds like a problem. That sounds like a problem.
Did they make you sign something before you go?
Yes, a waiver. Yes. But yeah, and I was like, "Wait, what do you
We're gonna
mean?"
get John Oliver on this shit, bro. Expose
It's
you.
crazy. Well, she said that like they get like half a dozen a year, and she said it's specifically Soul Cycle because there's so many different like exercise
Yeah.
classes in the city. but she says it's specifically SoulCycle. And so what it was, it's like this thing called like rhabdo. Rhabdo is like the short. I don't know how to pronounce the long version of that name. But basically it's like you worked your muscles too hard. They release toxins into your blood because they're like breaking down a little. And then your like liver and kidneys can't process it. And so she said that it's really common in people who go to SoulCycle and prisoners who do squat competitions. So I mean,
overlapping audience. Yeah, good crowd.
This whole experience was so humble. Literally, thank you. That's exactly. They told me the weirdest shit, and I was like, okay, I'll keep going. And so then I was in the ER. Like basically, the treatment is just you're on IVs to like flush the toxin. And so they like measured the level of this thing called CK in my blood, and they told me like what the doctor explained was in normal people the level is 200. And they took mine, and it was 90,000.
Oh my god! Hey, I think you say 900. Oh my god!
No, I wish.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So then they were like, "You're gonna be admitted to the hospital." At that point, my aunt and mostly my uncle, he was like, "What?" He was like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
My uncle like trains for marathons. Yeah. Yeah, because like my uncle trains for marathons. My aunt did SoulCycle pregnant, and so they're like, "How the hell did you like end up in the hospital?"
Yeah.
And so like everyone in the hospital got a good laugh out of it. So like I was in the ER, and they had to like transport me to like I was in a ER like downtown, and then they needed to transport me to the Upper East Side, which is where the hospital was. The EMTs come to pick me up. They're like, SoulCycle, eh? And I was like, yeah.
Oh no!
Oh
my god!
That's rough.
And they're like, oh, you better keep all your records. He was like, I smell a class action lawsuit. I was like, okay. And then get to the hospital. I like the doctor there comes in, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, the EMTs wrote SlowCycle on the paperwork." Ha ha ha.
Jesus. If these are the patient interaction we have.
We're fucked.
Yeah, and then she was like, "I go to SoulCycle 5 times a week. What was your instructor's name?" And I was like, "It was this guy." And she was like, "Oh my god, yeah, he goes fast.
What the fuck? What the fuck? It's so stupid. He goes really fast, but I can fucking handle it.
5 times a week,
my
yeah.
fucking CK is 120 max." What the hell is she talking about?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, he does. Yeah, he goes fast. I know that. Like, I know that.
Like, look where I am. Of course I fucking know what the fuck he's saying. Oh my god.
I mean, and then I was in the hospital for 5 days, and they just like kept taking my blood, and they wouldn't let me leave until my CK level dropped to 10K.
Just still 5 times or 50 times.
But even though the normal level is 200, but 10K was...
At 10K, I think they were like, "You're good to go. Just like drink a lot of water," which I did. But yeah, the whole thing was just like, it was just wild. Like, so there's this other part of this like condition, which did not happen to me, but they were worried about, where like your like muscle, whatever muscle is affected, can swell up, and they like think that they might have to like it open to like relieve the swelling.
Oh no.
So that did not happen to me, but they were monitoring for it. So that meant that some nice young resident came and measured the circumference of my thighs
Damn.
That's crazy.
SlowCycle, eh?
Yes, it was all just like, yeah, it was all like too embarrassing. At first, when I first went to the ER, like I didn't even want to tell my aunt, like I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
But then like at a certain point with all this like shit, I was like, what is embarrassment? Like I'm here.
Damn.
So then the hospital like wasn't that bad. Like my mom came back, I got to see her, so like it wasn't like the worst thing. And then afterwards they like let me out, and I'm just like taking it easy. But my friend Naomi, who was on the podcast a while ago, she was like, you need to go back to SoulCycle and do a back on the saddle class. And so I did. And I went back like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And the way it was, like, I invited like a couple friends. My aunt came. She was like, I have to protect you.
That's cute.
I have like this one cousin who lives in the city, and she goes to SoulCycle like twice a day. Like one time she was visiting me in the hospital every day. One time she skipped to go to SoulCycle, and she like didn't tell me.
Damn.
But she came, and she was like, don't touch your resistance wheel, Sonali. Like, I'm gonna touch it. Because like I think like after like thinking back on the whole thing, it was like my first class ever, and I didn't know how the wheel worked. So like midway through, and like I didn't realize that the wheel doesn't start at 0, and it's just at whatever level whoever last rode the bike was at.
Oh
shit!
I also wouldn't have realized that either. Yeah.
There's no numbers.
Yeah, there's no numbers.
That's actually stupid as shit. What the hell is that? What's the stupidest shit ever?
Did you notice like when the last class started that like you seemed like you were working way harder than the rest of the people? Or something like that?
Well, I thought that they were all just like professional soul cyclers, and it was my first class. And so I was like, I gotta push it. And I'm not like athletic at all. Literally, like my brother called me when he found out, and he was like, Mom just told me that you were hospitalized for working out too hard. And I said, that's not possible. It's just not possible.
Damn.
But anyway, my like SoulCycle like fanatic cousin, she like controlled my resistance wheel during the class, and it was at the same time, same studio, and the same instructor who goes so fast. And during it, like I don't know if there was like a mix-up in the paperwork or whatever, but he was like, where's Sonali? It's her first class. This is at the like back on the saddle class. Oh. And so we're all just like, oh, okay, ha. And then like he doesn't know. I didn't want to tell him that he put me in the hospital because he seemed so happy. And so he's just like so joyous to be a SoulCycle instructor. And so he was like, he like doesn't know, and he's like, where's Sonali? It's her first class. Everyone welcome her. And he was like, did your friends warn you about my class? He was like, are you sure you want to take me as your first class? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I know what you do. But it went well. Like, I didn't touch my resistance wheel. I realized that at these classes, like, people just ignore the instructor half the time because he's always like, turn up your resistance, turn it up, turn it up. And then people just don't. But I thought...
Yeah.
I thought I was supposed to.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, so the first time you went to the class, you didn't go with anyone you knew? You just went by yourself?
I just went by myself. So I was supposed to go with my aunt, and then like she had to like drop out last minute, like something came up.
Damn, she must have felt really guilty when you were in the hospital. That's poor. That's sad.
That's why she was like, I have to come protect you this time.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, so I did it. That class was so easy because I just like didn't put my resistance up too high. And then I bought 3 more classes that I had to do.
And shout out to you, man. I would not go back to that fucking place.
Yeah, I would have been too scared to go back.
Hell no.
I would have.
Especially when I saw that guy again, I would have just left.
Yeah, I would have actually lost
PTSD, and I would have got the fuck out of there.
Respect.
Wait, it's so funny you say that because like when I got there, they tried to make me sign the waiver, and they were like, do you remember signing this last time? And this is like the front desk people, not the instructor. And I was like, guys, I like went to the hospital and I didn't sue you guys. Like, I don't need to sign this right now. Like, there's no point in this waiver. And they were like, what? The hospital? And I was like kind of just telling them a little bit. And I was like, why the hell? How do they not know this? Like, this is like a thing. And then I realized like no one else is stupid enough to go back
to report it. Yeah.
After this happens.
No, I feel like that doesn't make you stupid. I feel like that's like a you're sticking it to the man type of that thing, right?
Oh, you're also like reconquering, like
conquering. Yeah.
You're changing the narratives. You know?
No pain, no gain.
Yeah, like Rocky.
Yeah, sure.
I am.
That's what you
I am
want.
just like Rocky. Thank
That's
you.
what we
yeah.
got for you. That's what we got for you.
Yo, Harsha, what color is no fear?
There's one for fear, but I think it's purple or something.
Whoa,
You have to
what's
check.
inverse of purple?
I don't know.
Where are we going?
Orange.
What?
Orange.
Let's talk about Inside Out.
It is
Hey.
purple.
The opposite of purple is purple?
No, the fear guy is purple.
Oh, okay.
See,
Cool.
I believed you.
You know, Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Prince. Saudi princes making a lot of money. We got to make money too. We'll be right back.
What the fuck?
And we're back. So we heard Sonali's high and low from New York City, but do you have a buffalo that you want to share as well in the last 6 months?
Yeah, my buffalo would be like, I went into work one day and I met Lando Norris.
Oh,
That's crazy because that's our next topic.
wow.
She's doing our transition for us. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I guess Lando Norris, if you guys don't know, is a Formula One driver for McLaren. Third year driving professional, I think. Maybe. Anyway. Yeah. Wait. So, how did you meet Lando Norris? What was the occasion?
So basically, my work like does these talks, and they like invite people to do talks. And so his talk was like on a Monday, and then that Friday, like before, I saw the email late being like, Lando Norris is coming, like sign up. Mm-hmm. And so I went to sign up, and it said that I was like 451st on the wait list. And so then all weekend,
Jesus.
I'm like, all weekend I was like, how the hell am I gonna like sneak into this talk to see Lando Norris? And then on Monday I came in and I had an email, and it was like, you've been selected to join an intimate discussion with Lando Norris.
Intimate.
Did you go to Soul Cycle?
Soul Cycle.
Intimate meaning small, not.
No, I got it, but I was
So I wanted a date with Lando Norris.
sorry. I realized what I said now. I was just like, I thought it was like because you said you were so far the wait list, I thought it was like a big event that he was speaking at.
It was, yeah. So he
Oh,
had this like full talk with like a bunch of people, but then they did like this separate secret invite only.
Ooh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And so
So why
I like,
you?
freaked out.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, why me? I'm so lucky. And then, and then I went, and it was like 25 people max, like, and so it was like a Q&A with Lando and the CEO of like my company. And I was wondering like, why was I like selected? Because there was 400 people on the wait list, and there's only like 25 people here. And then like one of the first things the CEO says is like, I wanted to get Lando in a room with a bunch of young people. So I think they just like looked at your title, and if you were like junior like level, you were invited.
That's
That makes
fucking
sense.
hype.
That's hype.
No, it was so cool. Like I had no idea that was gonna happen. I have a signed hat with like his little signature
That's
on it.
lit, dude. Damn.
Do you get a photo with them?
Kinda. Like there was a group photo that they sent. But like Lando is not like I didn't
Yeah.
I need to be more aggressive, like the paparazzi lady,
Yeah.
because I was just like, I didn't even ask a single question because I was just staring at him. Like I couldn't.
That's healthy.
I was just like in shock that he was like right there next to me.
Lando's not that tall,
So,
right?
yeah.
Is he? How tall is he?
That's what I thought. Like he seemed so little and petite on the show, but he was like he was there. He was grown. He was tall.
He's a grown
He's like
man.
not.
Good for him. Good for him.
What's crazy is like he's younger than us, right?
I
He's
think
like
so, yeah.
21 or something. I don't know.
I think he's like 21 or 22.
Yeah.
Damn.
Did anyone ask?
So
any,
like after
interesting-
that, yeah, no, they did ask interesting questions. So like he like talked about like kind of his like mental like strategy and stuff like that. And so afterwards, like I'm all about Lando Norris. Like I think like in a couple years he'll be like one of the top drivers,
Yeah.
and I'll have this hat.
Fair. Well, your favorite driver is Sergio Perez, right, from Red Bull?
Yes, Checo.
Checo.
I
Why
love
is it?
Checo.
Why is it Checo?
Because he's a winner. Like he's just
Is
a
he a
winner.
win- did
Did he
There's
win
like
anything?
You won a race.
Yes,
you did
he
win a race.
did.
You did win a race. You did win a race.
Yes, it's the one episode of Drive to Survive where like he was in last place and like he had gotten fired from his team and then he won the whole race. And after that, I was like, I like you.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts on the Max Checo thing from like a couple weeks ago, where like pretty much like, I guess for context people are listening, essentially Max and Checo were in a race, but neither of them were going for like a top 3 position. But I think like Max was like 5th and Checo was 6th or something like that. And the team was telling Max to let Checo through and let him finish higher than him, because I think something about like total points by the end of the end of the year, like total points, whatever table. Mm-hmm. And Max was like, I had discussion with you guys before, like I'm not doing that, and pretty much just didn't let Checo overtake him. And then he came under a lot of scrutiny because Checo always does that for Max. But you know, Max is that competitive guy that doesn't bend over for Checo. So I was wondering what you thought of it.
Wait, I think like part of it was Max had already won. Like,
Max had already won though. Yeah, he was already won. He already won. Like I think
Checo was like in the mix to like place high. So like him, like it was just the strategic move to let him pass Max, because Max, like not even just like team overall points, like to have like 2 drivers who
to
are
be in the top.
High. Yeah.
I heard about this. I don't know much about it, but is this because the race was also in Mexico and he's Mexican and they wanted him to do well there? Was it the Mexico race? I thought it was after. Oh, it could have been. But hey, that happened a couple weeks ago too, that race. So that did happen. Yeah, so I'm not going to lie. My F1 knowledge this year has gone down because it wasn't as intriguing as last year. So I haven't watched as many races, especially after like the first few ones at the beginning of the season. But I am a Max fan, but it was just like, why would you make a face?
You like Max?
I like Max. I like Max. I feel like I like that he's competitive. I like that he pushes it to the limit kind of thing. But I think what he did I like that when he's going against other teams, but like the fact that he couldn't do that for Checo is kind of sad, because in the past Checo's like defended for him when he's in the lead and like hasn't let people through. And like the one time that they asked him to do something for Checo, he's like, nah, I ain't doing it. I was wrong. It wasn't Mexico. Double checked. So thank you. Yeah, it was Brazil. Darn. What can you do?
Game's the game, you know. Like, I don't like Max, and I don't agree with what he did, but like, I feel like they always do that, where they never give up places to their teammates. Like, it doesn't matter who the fuck it is. Like Lewis and yeah, I
not always.
I feel like for the bigger, like, I don't think Lewis Hamilton ever gives his place up.
Yeah, like Lewis and Bottas. Definitely. Yeah. Like Lewis wouldn't do for Bottas.
Yeah.
I guess it's the fact that Max had already wrapped up the championship. Like he didn't, like nothing was really at stake for him instead of just like running up the lead, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
It was sad. I love Checo. I was Checo for Halloween.
Nice. You get like an actual costume? What'd you wear? Just like the hat and the tracksuit?
No, I couldn't find my hat, but my aunt like had a tracksuit randomly, and I just ordered like a sticker pack of like, it said like Red Bull and like all the little sponsors, but it didn't say Checo on it anywhere. So like I went to this party and this guy was like, oh my god, you're Max, I love Max, and I was like, I gotta
go. I'll kill myself. Well, next year they'll say, are you Danny Ricciardo, because he's joining Red Bull. Wow. And the reason why I bring up Daniel Ricciardo is because I think he's like America's favorite after watching like the documentary, because I think like, I don't know if Netflix did it from the beginning because they just realized that Daniel Ricciardo is like a personable guy, but like he's in a lot of episodes, and like a lot of the storylines that are portrayed in the story like seems to be from like his point of view. Mm-hmm. So like, especially in the first season, like they draw out his rivalry against his team at the time, Max Verstappen, and like people were like, oh, I don't like Max because like the documentary looks like a prick, and Max is a prick, but I think the documentary also doesn't help him because like they're looking at Daniel's perspective instead of Max's perspective. But anyway, Daniel Ricciardo is like pretty popular amongst people in the States. I'm a fan of his. I think he's like a funny guy. He hasn't been a good racer though since I started watching.
In Drive to Survive, he was good, and then I was like a fan of him. And then after Drive to Survive finished, and I started watching like the actual races, he was so dog shit that I it's just so boring to watch. Oh my god, he's always the bottom 10 all the time.
And so we started watching this at
a beach house actually, like March 2021. I think that's the first time Sonali watched because we were like all just watching. And even from the get go, Sonali was like, something's off with this guy. I don't like him. And I was like, what do you mean? Daniel Ricciardo's great. So what did you see in Daniel Ricciardo that you didn't like him?
Wait, I don't remember saying that. Maybe I'm just too judgy. Because I was charmed by him in the beginning a little bit. But then, like, his little jokes became less charming because, like, you keep losing. Like,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you so happy about, man?
Yes. Like, stop joking around. Like, this is your life, man. Like, I didn't. That's why I like Checo, because he's a winner. And Daniel Ricciardo, I don't like because he's a loser. Not like a name. Poor Daniel Ricciardo. He's like really going through it. But when McLaren dropped him, I was like, yes, like this makes logical sense. And
yeah, I forgot what your story was. I forgot what your story was, but it was pretty harsh.
I just reposted an article that said like McLaren dropped Daniel Ricciardo, and Harn responded. He was like, "Wow, it's like that."
No, but you put a face too. I think you put like emoji too. I put you. I was just such a negative thing to be sharing, but yeah. I mean, I hope Ricciardo finds for me. I don't think he will. He's pretty old now. Like I feel like he's on his way out. He's now back up to both Max and Checo at Red Bull, but I don't know. Maybe Max and Checo's partnership is kind of tested from what just happened. So who knows what will happen. But yeah, I hope F1 next year gets back to what it was last year, where it was like an actual competitive race at the top. I guess the only good thing I liked about this year is that Haas was actually doing something. I don't know about now. I feel like they kind of fell off, but at least at the beginning of the year, they were like Magnussen was doing stuff, and you know that's the only true American team there. So I hope they do well.
Wait, so when there's three Red Bull drivers, do they all drive at the same time, or he can't drive if the other two drive?
Yeah, they only have two drivers.
Okay.
So he'll be like their practice driver, their backup driver, pretty much. If like one was to get ill or like leave the team or whatever, which does happen, but I haven't really seen it happen that often for the big teams, at least.
I mean, I think it happened with like COVID, like with George Russell. Like he stepped in for Lewis Hamilton, I think. Mm-hmm. But I think he wasn't even in F1. Like he was an F2 driver or something.
George Russell.
Yeah, at that time.
Yeah, I think he was F2 at that point. Either that or that. Actually, at one point, I'm pretty sure he went from Williams to Mercedes for one race and then like something like that, because like Williams is like their backup team. But I don't know. Yeah, I guess when COVID was, I mean, COVID is still a thing. I will say that, but especially back then when like people were getting cases all the time. Yeah, they were having all these alternate drivers in. Yeah, anything else you guys want to mention about F1? Can you say something about Ferrari? Yeah,
the Ferrari GM or whatever team lead, he resigned. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that, but thank God.
Yeah.
They fuck up so often, bro. They actually have a good car and they can't win races enough.
Honestly, I feel like
Leclerc should have been as close to Leclerc should have been close to Verstappen this year. I feel like they were like so close so many times they just fuck up like stupid shit.
But yeah, so I'm interested to see like who they put in his place and if that'll change anything for them. But that's it. Really.
They should hire Gunther, bro. There go.
God, that makes no fucking sense to Harshan. Christian, they're literally so deadpan.
Well, Harshan wants someone to drive Survive. I don't know if you've seen it. You haven't seen a Gunther episode?
Nah.
You definitely would remember if you've seen it.
Did you not like Harshan?
No, I've seen this guy. No, I've seen this guy.
He's actually such a hype guy. He's so fucking funny.
He's just like trying his best the whole time.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, how you do this one, buddy?
Wait, what's next on the agenda?
I just want to know. Let Haran figure it out. I want to see what he comes up with.
I can do it. All right.
Oh, you got it. Go.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Harsha.
So you know Gunther.
So you know, at F1 they drive cars, and sometimes if you drive cars really, really fast, they can go up in the air. And in the second movie of this series, Harry and Ron fly a car into the Whomping Willow.
Such a stretch.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Funny, I mentioned Harry Potter. Sonali, aren't you a massive Harry Potter fan?
Oh my god!
And do you like that scene in that movie?
What just
it sounds like Dora. Do you know what's going on?
Do you know what's
It's like when you're writing an essay and you're trying to make this shit make sense at the end.
Well, that's one way to do it.
But actually, Haran did something like that when he was hosting the Friendsgiving that Tarun pointed out. Remember, Tarun?
Wait,
What?
When Haran put a message about parking at his house for Friendsgiving, he like... I need to find the message now. He
Wait,
said,
what did I say?
"Oh yeah, I guess just FYI for those who might not know."
Wait, what's wrong with that?
For your information, for those who do not know.
Yeah, what? I don't want to spend information.
Just say because he wrote. Oh, I guess just to FYI. For
Because I
those
didn't
who
want to
don't
assume
know.
that no one. I didn't want to assume that everyone didn't know my house where it was.
No, that's not the point. You use so many words to just say FYI. And you wrote FYI in it too.
Hey, you fucking host the next time, then, bitch.
No,
God.
fuck off. You know that's stupid. You know that's stupid.
No, it wasn't stupid. It was personable. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Harry Potter. I heard you're a fan. That's what my sister told me. I don't know if that's true or not. So if it's not, we will be kind of shocked. Okay, good. How
Cool,
big
I
of a
didn't
fan
waste
are
a good
you?
transition.
I can't waste that transition. That was so good. Seamless. Just you guys are just pros. Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone, maybe not everyone, but like a lot of people read it when they were younger, and so did I. But I like to reread the series like about every year just to keep it fresh. Like
Every year.
know?
Oh shit.
Damn.
Yeah, I think about every year because it is kind of long, and then the first books are like so baby and boring. But so sometimes like I don't want to read those again. But like every like year for the holidays, I make like Christmas time. I like make my family watch it because in my mind they're like Christmas movies. And they all like fucking hate me for it. They like beg to watch anything else.
So
it was actually like brought up during Thanksgiving. Like my one cousin was like, I haven't watched Harry Potter since Sonali fucking force fed it to us.
Jesus.
And that's who got the ramen in their potatoes.
Karma. Wait, so how many times would you say you've read the books like through?
I have no idea. I just like I have them on my phone. So
shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess I'll make a confession. I've never read the books. I am a Harry Potter wiki fan instead. In terms of, I watched the movies, and then like for what I missed in the books, I would just read Wikipedia pages or just like look on YouTube videos to like see stuff.
Wait, that's weirder. That's weird. Pardon, what?
Wait, why is that weird?
No, that is pretty cringe. Like it's the type of people that like they Google what happens in a horror movie before it happens, so they know what what the
Wait,
story
that's
is
like
or-
that's not even what I did.
No, but it's similar. It's similar.
But I watched the movie, and then I would fill in like stuff that I missed, or like that people would say that I missed by like looking on Wikipedia pages. All right, fantastic.
Sit
So
down.
you don't want to read it now?
Not really. I feel like maybe if I'm like in the right mood. It's just like long books in it. And I don't know. I think I'd reread Percy Jackson though, because that's like my childhood. So maybe when that like show comes out, whenever it comes out, I'll go reread the books again because I like those.
Wait, I'm so excited for that show.
Me too.
I also read Percy Jackson. Those are really good.
Yeah. Wait. So what's your favorite book and your favorite movie?
Ooh,
And I'm assuming they're different. That's my hunch.
they are.
My favorite book is Deathly Hallows Part 1, and my favorite movie is Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know there's a book called Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Oh, is there not?
There isn't. There's not.
I split the book in half physically.
Chapters 1 through 12.
Okay, I think my favorite book is the fourth, and that's because that one, like, you, like, can't watch the movie. Like, there's just so much shit that she put in there. That's just so random. There's, like, 15 other subplots going on. And so when I feel like for a lot of, like, the books, like, I feel like I don't have to reread them because I can just watch the movie and it's, like, you know, pretty accurate. But the fourth book is, like, a completely different Like, there's so much other stuff going on. Like, the Weasley twins are, like, gambling and, like, someone owes them money. Like, there's just, like, random stuff happening.
Wait, which was the fourth one?
Goblet of Fire.
Okay, cool.
Would you say you're upset with how the movie, or what the movie is like? Or you're upset that the movie omitted stuff?
My
no,
son.
I don't.
My boy! My boy! Dude, that scene makes me laugh every time, dude. I fucking love that scene. When the band comes like,
It was pretty funny.
and the dad, like, I mean, like, it's not bad acting, but he just goes like really over the top. It's just funny.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's a lot. And then Harry, like, jumps on
Yeah, he
Cedric.
jumps on his body.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't
back to my
even
original
remember the question.
Oh, it was like,
Yeah.
are you upset with the movie, or like you like the movie, but like you wish that they covered more than what the books did?
No, I feel like by the time I started reading them when I was younger, like, a bunch of the movies had came out, so I never really had too much of that feeling of, like, oh, they've, like, butchered this.
They've massacred.
So, like,
Yeah.
but in my brain, they are almost, like, two separate things. Like, the book is, like, one thing, and the movies are a different one.
Fair. So, what's your favorite movie then?
My favorite movie is, oh god, this one's hard. I like the 3rd and the 6th and 7 Part 2.
You like the 6?
Yeah.
I really don't like the 6th movie, but I heard the 6th book is really good. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, the 6th book is, like, my second favorite. I like the 6th because the 5th one's so depressing. Like, Umbridge is there and she's, like, torturing them, and, like, Harry's all depressed because Cedric died. And then in the 6th movie, they're, like, kids and they're, like, bopping around again. So, like, I like that.
Yeah, but the reason why I like the 5th more than
energy.
the reason why I like the 5th more than the 6th, because I like the final fight scene in the 5th a lot. It's kind of dark though, but like I feel like 6 you don't really get like a final fight scene really. Like it's Harry and what's his face, Dumbledore, like fighting off whatever when they get in the Horcrux, and then like Snape dying. Oh, no, sorry, Dumbledore getting killed by Snape, and then like that's not really a fight though. But
the 6th movie though actually pisses me off because like that whole scene when they're in the cave, it's randomly black and white. I don't know why. It made me want to like leave when I watch it because I'm like, why did they make it? Like Harry's wearing a red shirt and then they walk into the cave and then everything's black and white. I don't like that.
Yeah, I think my favorite movie is either the 3rd or the 5th, but I'm not sure which one.
Maybe the 3rd. Wiki.
Favorite wiki. Can't answer that. Do you guys have a favorite book or movie?
I didn't read the books.
I think my favorite. You didn't read the books?
No.
Oh, that's kind of cringe, dude.
Yeah, you want to send me those fucking wiki links?
Wait, don't cringe that I tried to find out more information about the movie I'm watching.
Yeah, it seems
I
like
just want to make sure.
Yeah, very performative.
I think I was just trying to fit in because Sachin, you read the book, so I was like, you know what, like I can talk to you about stuff that were in the books if I just read these wiki pages.
Did you watch?
I just wanted to talk to my sister, man.
Did you watch an analysis
cringe.
video on the new Black Panther?
I watched reviews. I don't know if I watched an analysis video.
That's cringe.
You gotta get the fuck out of here.
What's wrong with watching reviews?
Well, Haran loves YouTube. He's like the
I
YouTube
do
guy.
love YouTube. I do love YouTube.
I also thought it's funny. Anytime Haran asks like, "Oh, what's your favorite?" Like when he just said like, "Oh, what's your favorite like movie and book?" and he was like, "Oh, you like that one? Man, that one sucks."
I didn't say that.
What did I say that?
You were like, "Oh, you like the 6th one? Oh, that one's fucking weird." Or some shit like that.
No, but she said she listed 3 different movies. So I picked one of them. I didn't say anything about the 3rd movie. I thought it was a good movie. 7th one. I just think the 6th one was kind of slow. I don't know.
Yeah, and he says in a way, it's like, he's like, not only do I not like the one you like, but I'm also better than you. He's like wikis and stuff, so I know what's going on.
I'm not giving an opinion. I'm
I know
stating a
more
fact.
than her, even though I read the rookies of the books that she's read. Yeah. All right, Harsha, please save me. What was your favorite?
I'm scared to give my opinion now.
I know.
I'd say my favorite book was also the 4th one.
Great take.
Yeah.
Wait, was that the
Safe
longest
take.
one?
No, the longest one was the 5th one.
Hmm.
And then that's why I like the 6th book, because I was like, oh, this is so much shorter and less sad. But actually,
the
after
5th is depressing.
so what I would do is I would, I guess, read the book and then watch the movie after I read the book. And then so after the fourth book I watched the fourth movie, and I got scared after that. Like I don't remember, we were like 8 or 9 when I watched it, and then like the end scene in the corn maze and whatever, I got scared. And then
So like when he cuts himself and like
yeah, it was just kind of, it was scarier than the other.
Oh, sorry, he didn't cut himself. Sorry, he gets cut. My bad. I know he cut himself.
Yeah.
My bad.
And then actually, like my mom, I don't know how bad it was. I don't remember anymore. But like my mom talked to like one of my teachers at school, like
Like
about it.
Christian.
Came up.
What? Because I remember. Never mind. I'll let you finish the story first.
It was like the gifted teacher at my school. Like she was the one like put me on Harry Potter, I guess, and like read it. And my mom was like talking to the teacher. Was like, yeah, he's reading Harry Potter right now. He just finished the fourth one. And the teacher was like, yeah, like this is he's too young to be like reading this stuff. Like he should like stop like reading these books and watching these movies like right now.
What the fuck?
So then my parents like didn't let me read them. So then I took like a couple years gap, and finally it became
He took a gap year.
like 10 or 11.
I took a gap year from Hogwarts.
I picked it back up when I was 10 or 11 again. But yeah, so I had a break in my. Yeah,
The movies
favorite book
do
was
get
the
like
fourth
super dark. Not super dark, but like they get a lot darker. I feel like after the fourth one.
No, yeah.
one. The dialogue is so quiet. It's so, kind of annoying. Different thing.
Like in the later movies.
Yeah, I think they just start whispering a lot more. I was, like,
in the
really-
books, they're quite quiet.
It's an immersive experience, you know.
Oh shit! There's my like, why is Harry speaking so quietly?
The special teacher's like, yeah, I think there's fucking something wrong with this kid.
Oh my god.
Wait, so what was your favorite movie?
Favorite movies? Not the fourth one.
Okay. Have you seen the
second-
fourth one since then?
Yeah, I've seen it again. It's funny now, but then it was scary. I think second was my favorite, and I also liked the third, and then the last one because it was special because I got to watch it with Turin alone.
Just you two alone in the theater?
Yeah.
Yeah, we rented it
Rented out
out.
the whole theater.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah.
Romantic.
Crazy.
That's hot.
How old were you guys?
When did it come out? Like when we were sixth grade? It has to be sixth grade.
Yeah,
right?
it was
Or
like
seventh?
sixth grade.
Seventh,
Sixth or
seventh,
seventh. Yeah, no, it was
Yeah,
sixth.
11 or
It had
12.
been sixth.
No, it was seventh grade, bro.
Bro, how, bro?
Okay, 12.
100% seventh grade, bro.
Okay, bro.
Want to bet?
I don't care.
No. Yeah, I'll go with 7. I go 12. Yeah, I was 12.
He has all the wiki knowledge.
The first line's like, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was released in 2005. So you got that shit.
If you were
Honestly,
born in
like-
1998, that was 6th grade.
So I guess that was like the first and only Harry Potter movie I watched in theater. So leading up to it, I was still kind of scarred from watching those other movies at home. So I was actually scared to watch this movie in the theaters. I don't think I ever told Tarun that. I just went anyway.
Damn, what a man.
Yeah. I held his hand.
Did you?
No.
Oh, okay,
It's in my head, though. I imagine.
imagine it.
It's like the book's talking to you.
Christian, you haven't seen or read
don't
any
give a
Harry Potter. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Given
There's
what you've heard, what's your favorite movie?
the fourth one, apparently. And the reason I was laughing at Harsha earlier is because I thought that. So he has a story of when he was younger where he used the aluminum foil thing for the first time and gets cut. And I thought he was relating to that from him in the movie getting cut. And then that's why he wasn't allowed to watch it anymore. So that's why I was laughing at you. To be honest, my opinion has shifted in zero direction. But I appreciate that others enjoyed the series. So I will leave it at that, even though the author has some issues.
That is fair.
She's batshit, like for real, yeah.
It's us Irish, you know?
She's so fucking loaded though.
I saw her. I guess it was based on her screenplay, but the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child when I was in SF. The production was actually insane. Like I would recommend watching it for production alone. The story's kind of whack, to say the least. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to share that.
Wait, I read it because it came out, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" But like actually, like going to it was nice. You liked it?
Yeah, I think like the actors and like just like the visuals are pretty good. I guess like I haven't seen that many plays, but like it stood out to me at least in terms of the visual effects and stuff. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, the story itself is what the fuck. I remember watching a YouTube video about it like 2 years before, and they were like, it was just like a 30-minute person, just like video of them, just this person just ranting about the entire screenplay, everything wrong with it. And they weren't wrong. Sashini actually fell asleep during it, so maybe it wasn't as good as I thought. So
Oh,
she was sleep deprived though. So what are you gonna do?
she'd be falling asleep.
She'd be falling asleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron, you should start a reaction channel.
A reaction
You
channel.
actually should.
Yeah.
That would be so funny, actually.
I think I'm not entertaining enough to
No,
give a
you
reaction.
are, because you just
No,
hate
once you
everyone
get
and
on,
everything.
What?
once you,
What'd you say?
he said that you hate everyone and everything.
I'm pretty sure there's already a YouTube channel called like that. I hate everything or something.
Oh, really?
I hate everyone. Yeah.
I feel like once you get started on a topic, you could just shit on it for like 25 minutes straight. Like the fourth Harry Potter.
I feel like I'm not that passionate about like things. I wish.
I
wish.
disagree.
You disagree?
I think you are. Yeah.
I would agree with Sonali.
All right, tell me something. Say something to me right now that would piss me off.
You'd be good at doing a reaction video channel.
Fuck off.
Yeah, you're literally triggered right now.
I'm not triggered. I'm in charge. Okay. I'm in charge. Yeah, I'm in charge
Okay.
of my own emotions. Before we end this episode, I was thinking that like you share what. So you've been in New York City for like 6 months, right?
Mhm.
How long do you see yourself staying in the city for?
I have no idea. I like don't live my life like that. Like I know a lot of people are like, I know in 5 years I'll do this and that, but I just for now like this is the right move for me, and maybe later it won't be. But I was never the one. Like I know a lot of people who are like, I've dreamed of New York since I was a little girl, and like that wasn't me. But
Cringe.
like I like it here. I love it here.
That's very not slay.
Not
Not
slay.
slay.
It's giving cringe.
It's giving. I guess okay. Then in short term, what do you
Sorry.
what do you want to accomplish within the next couple of months, like in the city, or like I don't know. I'm just
I just told you I don't live my life like this.
yeah, but it is short. You don't live by any short term goals. You don't want to set anything for yourself.
You want to see the Christmas tree?
Why is that your goal for?
I do actually. That's my new goal. I'm gonna go see the
Fantastic.
Christmas tree.
Okay.
So how was Winchester though?
Boring. It was really boring. Like it was exciting because where I was working, like a lot of stuff was happening. So for those reasons, it was fun. But other than that, like I didn't know anyone there. Like I was like far from family. It was the pandemic.
Yeah, I was thinking like if it wasn't for pandemic, I would have like stopped by on the way to tech maybe one time. But I guess
True.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, never happened. So
It's nice to say that a couple years afterwards. When,
yeah, I want to clear my conscience.
yeah.
I'm so glad you said that because I've been holding this grudge.
I never actually saw your place there. So, but my mom and my
I was
sister
like,
have been.
Yeah, that was really sweet. They came and visited, and I was like, "Where is Haran?" And
I
they
hope I
said,
wasn't
he
home.
hates you.
At
Actually,
home.
I think I might have
Doesn't care
been.
about
You
you.
were definitely home, bro.
I think I was home.
Wow.
Winchester's just really far, and I'm digging
How
myself.
far-
in.
I gotta
is
go.
Winchester
I gotta
from-
go.
How far is Winchester
here?
from McLean? Yeah.
An hour.
It was about like hour and a half, 2 hours, depending.
Damn. Rob, you live like that. You live like 45 to an hour from me.
Yeah, but like hour. You sure she said like hour and a half too.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
that's true. It's upper edge.
It's also Winchester.
Yeah, that's true. But his mom and sister came, and all he had to do was get in the car.
That sounds like a lot for him.
I shouldn't have brought this up.
Yeah. You should.
That was it's pretty entertaining, honestly.
I guess I also
No, I
haven't seen your
think
place
it's
in New
like-
York, so don't feel afraid to invite
I
me or
know.
something. I know. Oh shit. Okay.
But you came to New York and I saw you.
Yeah, but I didn't see your place.
Did you want to?
I mean, I don't know. I thought,
He's pre-clearing his conscience, you know.
I'm pretty clear. Next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. Do you have any tips for Tarun for when he comes to New York City or when he goes to live in New York City?
Oh, are you going to live in New York City?
Yeah, I'm hoping to move there in like March.
Wait, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
We could be friends.
Dude, we could, and we could not hang out with Ron.
What the hell was that?
That was so rude.
Stop that.
Oh my god, Tarun, you should come visit me. You
Dude,
know
I'd be
how I
down
never
there.
did.
Hey, I heard she has a cool place, bro.
Do you have any tips for him though, as you recently moved?
Any
How do I
tips?
maximize meeting famous people on grocery trips? The probability.
You know, just like sometimes you have it and you're just lucky, you know, you see
Yeah.
famous people.
Sometimes you're on a 400 person list and you just somehow get a secret invitation to a 25 person.
That is honestly like that's pretty fucking insane. Like the odds of that.
Yeah.
Like even though they only pick the young people or whatever, I'm sure there's a lot of young people that signed up. That's pretty crazy.
That's true.
Was there a lot of diversity in the picture? I'm just wondering.
Anyway,
I'm just wondering. I was wondering if the company did like some kind of shit to make it like a. I don't know. That's all.
Clearly not.
you should have a conspiracy theory channel.
I hate conspiracy theories. It's stupid.
Oh, and then you can react to it on your reaction channel because you hate it so much.
You make up your own theories and react to it.
I hate myself.
You just have a voice changer on the conspiracy theory channel.
Disgusting.
It's like a voice changer, but he still uses the same face cam.
It's actually a pretty good idea.
That's so
Bro, you got your media empire already.
Is there anything else?
Wait, Harn, you had a story that I had to clarify 8 times, so if I had to do that, then you better say it.
Yeah. I guess. It was just kind of funny. So, one last thing before we end, I just wanted to share. There was a similar situation between anecdote. That's good. So this was Sonali's birthday in 2020, so right before the pandemic.
Before you didn't go to her. Okay, yeah, I got it.
No, she had this at her McLean house, so that was local, so I could go.
Yeah, because if you had it at Winchester, you wouldn't come.
Oh fuck no. Anyway, she called me and my sister over, so we went. Oh no, Sachin wasn't here. I went without Sachin.
No, Saj was sick, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. She was sick.
Yeah.
She was actually deadly sick. She was it was pretty bad. I remember she had a really bad cough. Anyway, why are you laughing?
She was so fucking sick.
I was so much healthier than her.
Here's a conspiracy theory. Let me react to it.
Let me tell my story. Anyway, I get there. People are already kind of drunk. Sonali's a little tipsy already. Whatever. I'm drinking. And then at one point, Sonali just pulls me over and she was let's go to this room to talk. And I was like, okay, we'll talk. And then she was drunk and she was just hey, I'm just so happy you made it without Sajni. It means a lot that you came and was saying all this stuff. And then I wasn't that drunk. Also, when I get drunk, I don't really get really in my emotions. Yeah. Not to say that what Sonali was saying was I don't know. Anyway, she was just saying all this stuff, and I was just I was just nodding my head. I was like, I'm glad I made it. Yeah. And then the only thing I think of was when Christian gets drunk, he also gets super
I hate this shit. I hate it.
He gets really into his emotions, and he'll pull people aside.
Senti.
Yeah, Senti.
I get
pull people one-on-one
Senti,
conversation. He'll one-on-one conversation with people and just put his hands around them and be like, yo man,
relax,
you're my it's just you're my guy, all this stuff. It's and I'll just always be nodding my head thanks dude. It's super awkward. But
you gotta get Senti back.
I know I need to. I haven't unlocked that feeling.
It's another upper subconscious level, you just have to get really drunk.
Yeah, I was very drunk at that point. I do remember it. I was like, Harad means the world to me. The world. that you and I can be friends, and Saj isn't even here. But you and I was like, yeah, it wasn't good.
That was a fun night.
But I meant it. I still mean it.
Yeah, I meant it too when I was nodding my head and saying yeah.
Shut up.
That night was fun though. That was my first ever like night out, like at a nice club and stuff. So that was a good time.
Yeah, I got kicked out twice, remember?
Oh yeah, I do remember. I also remember, I think it was like Michelle walking around with just socks, like no shoes, and I was like, that doesn't look fun.
No, we were like not a classy bunch.
Yeah.
And I got kicked
out.
out.
Like, dude, like this was like a legit club. Like they had like we had like a birthday sign for Sonali. We had a table. Yeah. We had like bottle service. That was crazy.
Yeah, somebody walk around with fucking socks.
Yeah. I saw the car there. Fucking crazy night, dude. Absolutely wild night. Absolutely wild night. I just wanted to share that. It was funny. But, you know, maybe hearing this back, like, in the future, I'll be a more senti person when it comes to these situations, so.
And then you could react to it.
I can react to it, yeah. But, yeah, I think that's it for today. I want to thank you guys for listening. Sonali, do you want to plug anything? Any messages to the public?
I have nothing to plug. Check your resistance wheels at SoulCycle.
Nice. That's a good one, actually.
That's all.
Yeah, we'll leave Sonali's Instagram handle on our Instagram at Interesting Discussion, where we'll have episode posts, a guest or episode post for Sonali, and just other clips and quotes and stuff, and all fun content there. You can also check us out on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, like I said, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, Apple Music.
Mm-hmm.
What am I missing?
Fandango.
Pandora Radio. Pandora
Fandango
Radio.
Plus.
AWS embedded.
All of these platforms. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for today. We'll be back next week for another cool episode, but we'll catch you guys next time.
High hopes.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.